Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Friend Thud here is of course looking for something to eat, but what he is going to get is a dump in the tub because he's about to shed, and he has become a difficult shedder. Even though I give him, a water dish he can soak, and he is a water cobra, he doesn't really like the water. He's looking for a feed right now, so we'll maybe have to let him know in no uncertain terms that this is not a feeding event. Although I'll give you some food later. There you go. Really, the only time Thud's really dangerous is when he thinks there's food present. Come on, bud. Yeah, I can see that the soak is just coming just in time. There you go. Submerge and swim around, soak, have a nice drink since it's clean water. And maybe this way I don't have to restrain your head and peel you like a grape and take that risk. So go ahead and be a submarine and soak up the water. It's a nice temperature, so we're gonna let him go for a good 20 or 30 minutes, and this will give me some opportunity also to tidy up his cage a little bit. It's nice that he is actually being a water cobra and staying underneath the water. So now take a drink, because I'm sure you can use that. He usually uses his water dish as a toilet, so I fully expect him to use this as a toilet, but the whole idea is just for him to stay submerged for a little while and soften up and moisten up that skin. So let's close this up while he's being cooperative. Lock him down. Push this off to the side. Despite the fact that we mist in here every day, he's got a misting system in his cage. He just doesn't like the water. So we're going to let him sit there while I tidy up his cage, and then we'll put him back in there, and hopefully he will have a successful soak on his own. Alright, Thud's cage is all cleaned up. Fresh water, fresh substrate. The old shed that got I thought I had cleaned off his hut sufficiently. Everybody got misted. You can see the water on Mr. Brown's cage. Mr. Brown doesn't like that either. He's not aquatic, but he's in shed right now, and he could certainly use it. It's one thing having to restrain Thud, who's very gentle and easygoing, and peel the shed back. Mr. Brown, we don't bother. If he has a stuck shed, we just wet him down thoroughly and let him rub his head until it comes off, but he's generally okay. So Thud's been in there for probably an hour now. Took, about 20-30 minutes to clean up his cage and get it all set. And I went off and did some other things here. There's always things to do. Find out where Mr. Thud's head is. Are you enjoying yourself, huh? Is that a nice treat? I don't often catch him in shed mode, but he doesn't seem to be rampant or freaking out like Mr. Boomslang while I was cleaning his cage. Mr. Boomslang was pinging off the walls like he used to do when he'd see Elvis out and about. I don't know what set him off, but it was basically like you blow up a balloon and you let go of it without tying it off, but he was contained and there was no way in hell I was going to open that cage. So, come on, Mr. Thud. Come on, bud. Swim is over. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it helps you shed. Go on.
Oh, and I note he did not poop in his bath, so he'll undoubtedly immediately go poop in his water dish.
Yes, in his clean cage.
Yep.
So, yep, that's all good for Mr. Thud. See? You're home. The only thing that has changed is the substrate. So the nice moist substrate out of the bag will raise the humidity in there for the next few days. Plus, if he hasn't shed out by tomorrow, I'll mist again. I fixed and cleaned his glass. These were in the awkward places and difficult to work with. Put this jam back in place and put his sticks in place, and then a little later he'll get something to eat. Probably tasting those nasty chemicals that I use to clean your glass. Alright, on to cleaning up the tub and getting it ready for the next snake. Well, that timed out perfectly because Thud completed his shedding pretty much all in one piece. Certainly his eye caps and stuff are done. He pooped in his cage as we expected, and he's looking for something to eat. So we'll take care of that in a little while. Well, Miss Horned Puffadder just shed and is apparently excited about something. Let's see if I can get her to eat. Hasn't been eating recently. I don't know what it is, but she's certainly trying to get my attention. You want that? Huh? Does that seem tasty to you or not? Oh, she took a snap at it. So since she hasn't fed really well recently, we're just going to leave her alone. But I wanted everybody to sort of see her doing the traditional Bittis head bobbing. Now the male, on the other hand, oh, look at that long tongue flick. He is quite agreeable when the food cart comes around. So we're gonna move on because I don't want to disturb her. I want the other guys to. I want to feed these guys and get out of here so it's quiet. These are 2-year-old leucogasters were captive born here. They're doing quite well. Feeding quite regularly on frozen thawed stuff. I would bet that was a male. Number 2 is probably also a male. It, for some reason, is only eating frozen live rodents and not frozen thawed. So of course I don't feed live. This one is a female for sure. Look at her. She's just a monster, and she needs her. Look at it. That previously clotted wound is, I mean, it's bleeding. And that's one of the things that Eka's venom does, is it causes bleeding. So we're gonna let her go. These guys are due to be moved over to the larger cages because they're getting quite large. These guys only eat live food because they're wild caught, and I don't show that once again on video.